Hey guys, there's SilkySoap here and welcome back. Today we're going to be taking a look at some products that Gate Enterprise was kind enough to send me to review. So I've been a pretty big fan of Gate Enterprise, Gate Airsoft, ever since they released their Titan MOSFET. Since then, they've been hitting home run after home run with their built-in trigger unit MOSFET systems. Like I said, it's very clear that I like these products, and I'm going to do my best to give a very honest review, but I just wanted to say that their products are truly, traditionally very good. Especially the Gate Titan, even the basic and advanced models are extremely nice. The Gate Asters gave me a little bit of trouble initially, but once I figured out how to actually install them properly, I stopped having issues from there on. And since then, I've used them in TSGs, DSGs, and SSGs all alike. All that being said, Gate was kind enough to send me several products to review. They sent me a Quantum trigger, they sent me their Blue Link, and they sent me the Gate Aster V2 as a basic model, and then they also sent me their newest model, the Gate Aster V3. Now this is one of their expert models, so it should come with all kinds of really fun features to play with. In addition to all those really cool products, Gate was kind enough also to send me a really cool coffee mug. I like airsoft, I like coffee, and I like mugs. So this is the best of all three of those worlds for me. All right guys, with all that out of the way, let's actually break these products open and let's review them piece by piece and install them and then test them. All right, so here we are on the workbench, and I've got all the products that were sent to me in front of me, and of course the really cool coffee mug. Real quick before we get started actually talking about the products specifically, one of the biggest things I like about airsoft is how competitive the industry and the market is, especially for internal parts nowadays. I remember when I was just getting started into airsoft, and especially getting started into teching, there were not a whole lot of different companies making different internal upgrade parts. You were pretty much stuck with what was provided in front of you, and that was BTC and the Sistema ASC, or control unit system. I can't even remember what it was called anymore. But Gate getting into the market, really big into the trigger unit MOSFET market, has kind of shaken up the competition. There's a lot of different competitors in there now, and as someone who's used a lot of MOSFETs, BTC, Spectre, Chimera, the old Sistema units, and most of the Gate units now, I can tell you that Gate is probably one of the more reliable and better MOSFET manufacturers out there. So I really like what they're doing. I hope these do not disappoint me. I do not think that they will, but let's get into breaking them down and then installing them and seeing how they perform. All right, so here I've got all the products in front of me. Let's take a look at the trigger first. This is their Quantum trigger. It's the black edition. Got a little QR code there for what I assume tells you how to install it. This trigger is only for the Gate Aster V2 for the optical sensors. Apparently it's ultra high resolution, even 60 trigger sensitivities for the first millimeter, 0.04 inches of movement, even 470 possible sensitivity levels for whole movement. So that's cool. Made from aluminum CNC machine. So it's probably 7075 aluminum CNC. All this wording here pretty much describing the technical capabilities of the trigger is just saying that when used with their MOSFET, it is an extraordinarily sensitive trigger system. So that's cool. So yeah, this is the trigger here. It feels really nice, lightweight, sharp where it needs to be, and smooth where it's supposed to be as well. It's got this blocked off area here so that you can actually, so that the Gate Aster can appropriately sense the trigger. That's cool. We can set that off the side for now, and we're going to install it in the version 2 model that we were sent. The next thing we'll take a look at is the Blue Link. The Blue Link here, just crack it open. It's got this plastic film around it. So, Blue Link allows the wireless management of your Gate ETU via the GCS app for iOS, Android, and Windows Mac OS. It also acts as an additional fuse and watt parameter for reading battery telemetry data. Paired with the Gate status, Blue Link then enables the monitoring of the AEG's condition. Explore full potential of your device and GCS here at blablabla.com. Alright, so the kit includes the Blue Link and the Quick Start Guide. Take a look at those. And here you have the Blue Link. That's pretty cool looking. This actually is just the same size as their, what do you call it? they're old gate MOSFET systems, the ones that you hooked between the battery and the gun back in the day. That's cool. So this will enable us to have an easier time programming our MOSFETs. I used to just use the gate USB link for my PC, and I'm excited to use this one. Alright, so let's take a look at the version 2 gate Aster. Now, I've looked at these before, I know what they look like, I'm pretty sure you guys know what they look like as well. But we will take a look at this one just the same as we'll take a look at the next one. I'm not going to read all the stuff on the back. I guess we'll read a little bit. The dark ages when you didn't have control over your AEG will soon be over. Okay, kind of cool. Like I said, I used to tech from a time where, you know, trigger control units and built-in MOSFETs were unheard of or very expensive and very rare finds. Now we live in the time where almost every single one of my AEGs has something like this in it. You get a cool looking patch, that's neat. You get the quick start guide. Always read the instruction manual before you install products. Get this little card here, tells you how to program it. You get an installation kit, and you get the MOSFET itself. Real quick, something I do like about gate MOSFETs is that they feel physically strong. I don't feel like I have to worry about them just falling apart in a high-powered setup. So that's something to keep in mind. Comes with the Dean's connector. That's awesome. I do not give any cares about Tamiya connectors at all, ever. They suck. Glad that everybody's just switching over to Dean's or XT60s. Let's close that up and we'll take a look at the next one, the gate version 3 Aster MOSFET. So let's open this one up. And this is the expert version, so it should come with all kinds of awesome features, or the advanced version as it's called. Another really cool patch, obviously a quick start guide, read the manual, more programming cards, installation kit, and the MOSFET itself hooked up to a Dean's plug. Basically everything looks the same as the gate Aster V2, so that's really cool. Can't wait to install them. So now I'm going to show you the two guns that I will be installing these MOSFETs in and programming them. Alright, so we will be installing the version 3, the advanced model in the G36 here. This is a 9-tooth DSG 18-to-1 setup, so it's a fairly it's the low stress DSG that I talked about many months ago. It's still put together, it still works totally fine. It just has a normal outside the gearbox 3034 based MOSFET in it. And so we're going to be dropping the gate Aster V3 advanced model into this one. And then we'll be dropping the gate Aster V2 basic model into my high stress 8-tooth DSG. So we'll really stress out this MOSFET and we'll test the capabilities of both of them and see how they do. Alright, my 8-tooth DSG M4 setup is dismantled. We got the gate Aster V2 basic right here, along with the quantum trigger as well. So this is the Spectre V2. This is an old model, 5 years old easily. So it's a fairly fragile unit, which is one of the reasons I'm not the biggest fan of Blacktown Concepts anymore, is that I feel like their units are pretty fragile. But this one has lasted a long time. I've had to send it for repairs a couple times. But it's time to go to something like a gate Aster that can be a little bit more reliable at just being an optical sensor. So this is not an installation guide. This is just me kind of talking about and reviewing the products. Please follow the guide when you're installing any of these MOSFETs. Ignoring any of the steps could result in your MOSFET being broken, not easily repaired, or voided warranty, costing you more money. So just follow the guide. It tells you what to do. And yeah, that's what I do, and that's what you should do. So we're going to install this with the quantum trigger, and we'll test it out. G36 is apart. I have the old MOSFET taken out. You see the old wiring. This is a very, very old setup here. Setting that off to the side along with the VTC Spectre. And I got the new gate Aster V3 right here. So just the same as the gate Aster V2, install it according to the instruction manual here, and use the installation guide parts as needed per the installation guide here. So I'm going to install it. I'm That'll put it back together, and then we are going to program both the version 2 and the version 3. Alright, so we're going to be programming the gate V2, the Aster V2 in here. I have my battery connected, I have my blue link connected to my gun, and so it should work totally fine once we connect to the GCS app. So you gotta download this app right here. Do that, so you click New Device, give it a second, click on the blue link, go to Connect ETU, and there you go, your gate Aster V2 is connected, and you click on it, and you can scroll through and decide what settings you want. I'm not going to go through all of them, or maybe I will. Dashboard here takes us back to that, yada yada. General, you have different profile settings, so you can save separate profiles for each FET, which is really cool, depending on what you want. I have adaptive braking on the adaptive side. You can select a manual type brake if you want to. Right now I just have adaptive. So that's what I have there. Trigger. My trigger is very sensitive because this is a DSG build and it's it's for indoor use, and so I like the semi-auto function to be really sensitive. And so that you can kind of see as I pull the trigger how sensitive that is. And you can change it, obviously. You can click and drag. You can make it as unsensitive as possible or as sensitive as possible. So I have mine as pretty sensitive right now. I have pre-cocking set to 13 milliseconds. RF control is off, equalizer is off, sniper delay is off. Selector, you have to program your selector when you get the FET first installed. As you switch, you'll see safe, semi, and full auto. And you can obviously change which one you want. You can do burst mode if you want. Magazine, 30 round limit, and all this stuff. And I don't have any of that on. I don't really care. Alerts, so this will tell you exactly if you are getting a beep alert from your Aster FET coming from inside the gun. That beep, how long it is, how hard it is, how many beeps there are in a row can tell you that there's something wrong. Then you have telemetry, diagnostics, and then this device. So that's what I've programmed for this one. It makes this gun very snappy, really good on semi-auto, and with the quantum trigger, it is extraordinarily sensitive. So I'll show you guys that real quick. All right, so we're just going to do a real quick semi-auto demonstration with the quantum trigger. I have an 11.1 volt LiPo installed. I have my pre-cocking and all my other settings programmed appropriately. So this is semi-auto. As you can see, it's ridiculously sensitive, really snappy gun thanks to the pre-cocking. Already the gun is extraordinarily quick cycling just because of the motor and the gear combo and the battery combo. But here's full auto just for that. Back to semi. All right, now let's do the G36. All right, so now for the G36. So same thing, you go to the GCS app here, you click New Device, give the blue link a second, click on blue link, it'll say connecting to device, just like the previous time we did this. Connect ETU. All right, so now I go to the Aster V3. So the Aster V3 that I have is an expert mode, or the expert package, just kind of like my V2 actually. I've done a couple different things with this one versus my other one. I have made the trigger extraordinarily sensitive. It's not in shooting mode right now, so I can show you how sensitive this is. Just a little bit of trigger pull does it for the gun. And that's about what I want there. The G36 is notorious for having an extraordinarily long trigger pull, so this kind of solves that problem. I have my pre-cocking set to about 15 milliseconds, and rate of fire control, equalizer, and sniper delay are all off, obviously. This is also a DSG, remember that, so there are some different, you're programming it like a DSG and you're using it like a DSG, so sniper delay is pointless. Go to selector here, I'll tell you I have safe, semi, and binary. Now binary mode is just whenever you pull the trigger it shoots, and you let go of the trigger it also shoots. So sort of one trigger pull and release gets you 2 shots, meaning that you can fire very rapidly in a quote-unquote semi-auto mode. So those are the settings I have programmed for this G36. Pre-cocking in binary mode. I'll show you guys how this works, just like I showed you how the M4 works. All right, here's the G36. It's got an 11 volt LiPo in and all those programmed settings that we just showed. So safety, nice and solid there, semi. Really short trigger pull, really fast trigger response to that pre-cocking. And then binary. Super duper cool and really satisfying. As you can see, the Gate Aster, both the version 2 and the version 3, are very capable MOSFETs with plenty of different programming modes for you to choose from to fit your specific AEG and your playstyle alike. One of the biggest things I like about Gate, specifically the Titan and the Aster, is that both of these MOSFETs use sensing technology as opposed to a physical object your sector gear or your trigger has to bump into in order to get the MOSFET to do what it needs to do. Both the Gate Titan and the Aster just use sensors to detect a trigger pull or the sector gear's cutoff cam to detect a semi-auto cycle. Using sensing technology over a physical switch improves the durability and the longevity of both of these MOSFETs. Really, the only thing that needs to be durable on the MOSFET are the electrical components itself. Nothing touches the MOSFET that is physically moving in the gearbox, which is a super cool concept. And let's not forget to mention the fact that you can program both of these MOSFETs, the Titan and the Aster V2 and V3, with the blue link. Gone are the days of pulling the trigger to program your AEG, and now you can just simply plug it up to this Bluetooth device and program it from your phone on the field. Whether you're trying to build a simple single-stroke sector gear build, or you're trying to build a dual sector gear build, or even trying to build a triple sector gear build, the Gate Aster should do fine in any of those scenarios. Personally, I really do like Gate's newer lineup. Both the Titan and the Aster, the Expert and the Basic models of both of those two different MOSFETs are really nice. And it's very easy to say they get my stamp of approval. All right, guys, that's gonna have to do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't already, please subscribe and like this video. And comment down below and tell me what your thoughts are on Gate's Aster V2 and V3. And before we go here, I'd just like to thank Gate Enterprise for sending me all these really cool products to test, and the coffee mug. I really do like my coffee mugs. But like I said earlier, thank you so much for watching, but that's going to do it for this video. I will see you guys in the video of whatever the heck I'm doing. But until then, stay tuned, techs.